Dative is back at it here to give everyone my very first Walking Dead Season 10 episode reaction video. But before I continue with that, it's extremely important, if you're not caught up to the point where I am in rewatching or watching The Walking Dead, that you do take the initiative and pay attention to this episode title, which of course I'll put in the description for you if that's the case and you find out that you're not caught up. I suggest, and so would everyone else, that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. This will be The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode number 1. The title of this episode is called Lines We Crossed. This will be my reaction, review, recap of the episode. So, the harsh winter, their take on Game of Thrones, I'm guessing, has passed, and they wanted to duplicate what Game of Thrones did. So that's why they had winter in The Walking Dead. It's passed, and the collective communities continue to thrive. There have been no signs of whispers, and there are split opinions on what this means. Some, like Michonne and Daryl, fear that they will return and order the others to respect the line that essentially shows their boundaries from others. And then others, like Carol, believe that the whispers to have disappeared, and thus should not fear crossing the territory, but respect the orders of Michonne and others. And the coolest part of the episode is the collective communities have started training an army against walkers at Oceanside. However, during one of these exercises, they find a whisper walker mask. Judith actually finds it, and Judith had some really cool kills with everybody else there. She did really good. Also, in addition to this particular training exercise, I don't know exactly where they are. They might be at Oceanside. And Judith talks to RJ, and she tells him the story of the brave man, which of course would be good old Rick Grimes. And there's also a part at Alexandria in this episode where Negan tells Gabriel that everybody's about to put their shitting pants on, and it's pretty funny stuff. There's also a scene where Lydia is getting hassled because some people have died because of her mom and her mom's friends, the Whispers. And she's being treated unfairly, and Negan and her have a conversation because of that, because Negan was the bad guy and now Lydia's like the bad guy. So anyway, the Whisper mask had washed ashore, and fears about the Whisper spread to the communities. Scouting parties are sent out to check along the territory boundaries to see if there are any signs of walkers or whispers, but none are found. Daryl goes to meet up with Carol, who finally is back from sailing or whatever the fuck Carol was doing. She was apparently communicating with Maggie, and Maggie didn't want to come back, but she was on a sailboat-ish something, I don't know. And she was really happy to see Daryl, and not as happy to see King Ezekiel. But they form another party, and Carol expresses her desire to leave on her own, causing Daryl and her to have a brief argument. And then across the communities, they all witness fireballs fall from the sky into a nearby forest within the Whisper boundaries. Over the radio, the communities agree that if they do not put out the fire, it will spread and threaten their communities, and firefighting teams are sent out. And it will affect the Whisper community as well, the Whisper boundaries. So, as they put out the fire, they find the following object is an old Soviet satellite. And then after a brief encounter with walkers drawn by the fire is eventually extinguished, and Michonne orders everyone to leave immediately. But Eugene insists they need to recover the satellite for any technology that might help them in the future or now. So he needs 20 minutes. Michonne tells him he has 5. So I'll do with that. And then Luke and others help Eugene try to get whatever he needs out of the satellite. Good, but Michonne, of course, reluctantly agrees to do that. And then during the chaos, Carol wanders off, followed by Daryl, and again she talks about her wanderlust. She wants to get out of there, and he offers to go with her, surprisingly, but she refuses. And then as Daryl goes back to the others, Carol looks down into a nearby ravine and sees Alpha step out of the woods, and their eyes meet as the episode ends. So, not the best episode. When I watched this the first time, I think I enjoyed it a lot more. It might have had something to do with this time I had to watch it on demand, because it's not on Netflix and the Blu-ray and DVD isn't out. So I had to watch a few commercials here and there during it, and it got me a little flustered that I wasn't able to fast forward during the commercials. I like this stuff with Negan telling Gabriel that everybody's going to get their shit and pants on, and the interaction between Negan and Lydia was good. Judith was really good with RJ this episode. She was barely in it, though. I mean, she was in it at the beginning, and then it kind of switched to everybody else. So I'm going to give the episode a 7.1 out of 10. I'm pretty sure when I originally watched this episode, I probably gave it a medium 8. It just isn't that good. I don't like the fact that they start out slow in The Walking Dead. Typically, I hate those kind of episodes. They need to start out guns blazing when a season starts, in my opinion. And then the character of the episode, this was kind of a combined episode. A lot of people did a lot of little things, but nobody did anything super huge. I'm going to give the character of the episode to Judith, because she did some good sword fighting techniques during the training seminar, or training thing at the Oceanside, and then telling RJ the story about the brave man was pretty good. So you've heard what I have to say. Your turn. If you're a fan of The Walking Dead, make sure you smash that like button. If you know anybody that would be interested in this, go ahead and share the video to them. Don't forget to leave me a comment with your thoughts, anything Walking Dead related. And of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.